Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Clawy Variety Show. I am your cosplay-tastic host, Clawy, and today we are going to talk about some considerations for fursuiters, specifically those that may have pre-existing injuries. Now this is a topic that really needs to be outlined at every con because while you may think that everything's fine and dandy on the outside of the suit, inside somebody might have an injury that they may have carried over from like previous events in their lives. I know these fluffy costumes just make you really want to run up and just jump on them and glomp them and hug them and squeeze them, but remember, there are these squishy little beings inside called humans. I know it's an odd thing to think about, but there are these squishy little humans inside, and you actually need to be very, very careful with them. Now, it can be hard to tell sometimes whether or not someone is suiting with an injury or not, but the best way to go about this is to ask before you hug them. Because remember, get consent before you hug or interact. Now, some people might be okay with this, but really, do not pick up a fursuiter, especially a smaller one, unless they say it's okay. Again, consent comes first, because you don't know if this suitor might have like a pre-existing back injury, or if they have recently recovered from a broken limb. And even so, do not ever squeeze a fursuiter, because you might end up breaking their back, and that can lead to a whole bunch of very, very bad things happening to not only the suitor, but to you. Do not squeeze a fursuiter. It's not okay. No. A lot of these, it's not just for suitors that have injuries, but fursuiters in general, because safety is a major thing that can often be overlooked when it comes to being a suitor or going out and interacting at cons and whatnot. You have to ensure that safety comes before everything else. As well, it's for your safety too, because if you pick up a fursuiter or squeeze them and then they fall on you, these suits are not as soft as you may think they are. They look soft and cute, but they're not as soft as you may think. Like, you can end up hurting not only the suitor, but yourself. And that's never, ever fun. Trust me, I've hurt myself before because I lift anvils. It's not, no. Now, as someone with a pre-existing injury, I would really prefer if somebody asks me before hugging, and I highly discourage anyone from trying to pick me up unless I am critically injured, but at that point the suit comes off. But I really would rather that folks not try to pick me up because of my height, in that I can't see anything that's going on. I cannot, to look down at my feet, I have to bend this far down. I can't see anything below here, as I'm performing. So, in order to help preserve both my safety and the safety of the people that I'm interacting with, I highly suggest not picking me up. And if you want a hug, just ask, and I will definitely respond and more than likely say yes, because I do like to give out hugs. But please do not squeeze. I'm very fragile, as they say.
Okay, the mean side of Clawy chiming in here. In regards to the folks who believe that those with injuries shouldn't fursuit, I'm going to stop you right there. They are allowed to spend their money however they please, and this factor does not directly or indirectly affect you. And if it does, you really need to seek some help about that. And if you really determine a good suitor, quote-unquote, by how many bones you can break in their body, then you really have no business whatsoever being around a fursuiter. Mean Clawy, out.
Everyone is here to have fun and have an enjoyable experience. And an enjoyable experience is a safe experience, vice versa. And think about it this way. If you wouldn't do it to a performer at like an amusement park, then don't do it to a fursuiter. That's the general rule that you should typically go by if you want to interact. Because I don't see anybody running up and picking up Mickey Mouse at Disney, but then again, Mickey has security and bodyguards. Maybe I should invest in some bodyguards. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Clawy Variety Show. Hope that someone gained a little bit of insight from this, or can maybe put the advice into action. I hope so. And until next time, keep those paws tuned in.